While most classrooms still rely on whiteboards, textbooks, and projectors, a silent revolution is happening right now. A revolution powered by virtual reality. It's changing how students learn, how teachers teach, and even how we think about education itself. Imagine a classroom where students don't just read about the Roman Empire, they walk through it. Where medical students don't just watch surgery videos. They perform virtual operations with their own hands. This is not the future. It's happening today. Virtual reality, or VR, is no longer just for gaming or entertainment. In education, it's becoming one of the most powerful learning tools ever created. It's reshaping how knowledge is delivered, absorbed, and experienced, and it might redefine the next generation of learning entirely. For centuries, education followed the same formula. A teacher lectures, students listen, and information is memorized. But not every student learns best by reading or listening. Some are visual learners. Others learn by doing. And for many, real understanding happens only when they experience something, not when they're told about it. That's where virtual reality changes everything. VR can transport students into fully immersive, 3D environments where lessons become experiences. When you put on a headset, you're no longer sitting in a classroom. You could be standing on Mars, diving into the Great Barrier Reef, or walking through the bloodstream inside the human body. Suddenly, abstract ideas become real and unforgettable. Capturing attention has become one of education's biggest challenges. In an age of distraction, keeping students focused is hard. But VR doesn't demand attention, it earns it. When a student is standing in a virtual rainforest studying biodiversity, they're living the lesson. There's no room for boredom when learning feels like discovery. History classes become time travel. Instead of reading about ancient Egypt, students can explore the pyramids, see the hieroglyphs, and understand history in ways no textbook ever could. Science becomes a hands-on adventure. Chemistry students can safely mix volatile compounds. Physics students can visualize forces in 3D, and biology students can explore inside a living cell. Even geography turns into exploration, climbing Mount Everest, diving into the ocean, or walking across deserts, all from the classroom. Learning feels less like studying and more like traveling the world. VR isn't just for schools. Universities and professional training programs are using it too. In medicine, students can perform virtual surgeries and receive real-time feedback. In engineering and architecture, learners can walk through their designs before construction ever begins. In aviation, pilots train in VR cockpits that feel completely real. Even companies like Walmart and UPS use VR to prepare employees for high-stress or high-skill tasks. What used to take months of theoretical training can now be mastered through hands-on virtual experience in a matter of days. One of VR's most powerful impacts is accessibility. For decades, education quality has depended on geography and funding. But VR can bridge that gap. A student in Bangladesh could explore the Louvre Museum. A child in rural Africa could attend a world-class lecture at Stanford, all through a headset. The classroom no longer has walls or borders. Education becomes global, inclusive, and limitless. VR also creates emotional connections. When a student virtually experiences a historical event or walks through a war-torn village, they don't just learn facts, they feel them. That emotional engagement improves memory and understanding. Studies show VR learners retain up to 75% more information than traditional methods because their brains treat virtual experiences like real memories. Of course, challenges remain. High-quality headsets and software are still costly for many schools. There are concerns about motion sickness, screen fatigue, and accessibility for students with disabilities. But as technology evolves, these barriers are shrinking fast. Devices are becoming cheaper, lighter, and more user-friendly, and developers are creating inclusive experiences that adapt to every learner's needs. We're entering an age where classrooms aren't limited by walls or location. Where learning isn't about memorizing, it's about experiencing. The classrooms of tomorrow will be vibrant, 3D, and interactive. The next generation won't just learn about the world, they'll live it virtually. The question isn't whether VR will change education. The question is, How soon will the rest of the world catch up? Because the revolution has already begun. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to like, share, and subscribe. The future of learning is already here, and you won't want to miss what comes next.